Well, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I create tutorials that help analysts progress and feel empowered in their business. So let's talk about this Copilot in Excel, shall we? Now, I will have to say Copilot in Excel is fantastic, but there were some glitches and I did not edit that out of the video. I wanted you to see where I had asked Copilot to do something very specific, and it tried to gaslight me. Actually tried to, stand its ground and argue with me. So I want you to, about the middle of the video, you're going to see this back and forth with me and Copilot, where I specifically asked it to limit to a certain criteria, and it kind of reasoned that it had already done it. So it's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, stay tuned with this. It's a pretty neat tool, but you're going to have to monitor it very, very closely. It can help you do some analysis, but you really kind of want to have your hand, you want to have your hands on the wheel here. But it's really neat in terms of what it can do for you. So I'd like us to kind of jump in there. If you're a little nervous about it, this is the video for you. And you're going to really enjoy what you can do with it. All right, well, let's just see what happens here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and copy this data into an Excel to see what Copilot and Python will do. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. I've already got a prompt, and I'm going to walk you through the analysis. So what this is supposed to do is identify, first of all, add a graph to analyze which states have the highest earners based on yearly income, and then identify the top 5 earners based on a job title. Then I wanted to add a 4% raise or increase to those that are non-salaried employees that have been hired since 2008, excluding the vice president, CFO, and earners from both the analysis and the increase section. So let's see what it gives us. This is all fictional data, taken from development database, AdventureWorks. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so right away I can see that there is an error here in the analysis that Copilot has put together. I guess it's still working on it. It's saying 251 should have a raise, but these folks need to be here hired after 2000 in 2008. So let's see what. So this is not correct. Hired in 2008 and non-salary. It seems you have added salary. Please correct. So, all right, so what's happened here is that these folks should not be salaried that are getting the increase. There shouldn't be that many folks. All right, so you see folks in here that are getting the adjusted income at 2009. So you have to be really, really careful with these prompts here. See what it does with my revision or expanded explanation. Okay, so I had to prompt it several times to adjust the language. First had this incorrectly where it was greater than or equal to. So you have to be careful with this, but it does show you what, or give you an idea of what can happen here. It added eligible a column, new hire column. The rate initially was $19 for this column. It is now $19.76 based on our adjustment, our criteria. Here's a new weekly rate, the new yearly rate. So it can do quite a bit of things, but you do have to be careful with the prompting here, and you do have to go behind and adjust it because it will give you incorrect data if you don't scrub it and look at it carefully. But again, lots of cool things that can be done here. This was supposed to exclude these folks. It included that. So this would be some additional scrubbing that a person would have to do. It is giving an average income by state. Well, that's pretty neat analysis, but once again, you would have to double check that. What I think is useful here is this particular column out of the analysis here, where it added the eligible, the new hourly and a weekly rate fairly quickly, but all of this would have to be adjusted. This tells me now that we've got 68 folks that are eligible. Actually, there's a correction. It should be 67 folks that are receiving or eligible for the increase. So this is correct. It has gone on ahead and recalibrated based on the findings. So yeah, this shows the power of what can be done. Don't think that we need this here. So I mean, you would adjust according to the needed analysis, but pretty powerful tool.